Hey everybody, Mike Guglielmi from Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast here with Ryan Anderson from Ryan's YouTube channel. He is a TFC and every sport pundit, as well as my co-host Nick Pateris. We are ready to talk some Atlanta United and Toronto FC tonight, live from Rentschler Field in Connecticut. Thank you everybody for joining. Make sure before you get into the game, hit up and subscribe to our channel. We are running a subscriber challenge, 1,000 subscribers by MLS Cup Final, and one subscriber will win a $250 Visa gift card. So get in on that. Make me give away some money, and it's that easy. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the like as well so more people jump into our stream. And with that, we're about probably 5 minutes or so away from kickoff. I'd like to welcome Ryan for jumping on here as a TFC fan. Ryan, tell us about your show and tell us about your big-time TFC fandom.
I'm a big TFC fan because I'm a fan of every Toronto sports team. Back when Halliday was in the Blue Jays, I got big into the Blue Jays back in 2004. Everything else fell into place when Toronto announced they would have a team starting play in 2007. I started being a fan then. I've been here since day one. Watched Dikio score that goal multiple times. And when they had that show on Nick Ian Games and Sports, had that network both times. And I've been here since then.
Nice. Good stuff. Yeah, that's been around since the beginning as well as a TFC fan. Saw the first training camp down in Fort Lauderdale. It's actually in Sunrise, Florida, and got some of the names on that team when they were down there. I mean, Andrea Lombardo, Maurice Adu, the beginning of TFC. It was awesome. So, Ryan, tell everybody where they can find your channel and find you on Twitter, Instagram, everything else. All right, Nick, how you doing tonight, man?
Ryan Anderson. That's all. My name does come up pretty high in the queue. I review everything. I see CONCACAF games, CONCACAF Championship. I also review any other sport, baseball, football, mostly Toronto sports, but I'll review Mississippi State and Tampa Bay and the Patriots because I do. So basically whatever I follow, I'll review, but it's mostly Toronto FC and soccer.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Nick, before we get into the lineups, man, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Mike. Like, it's the weekend. There's just live action. There's soccer. I took the next couple of days off work, just take some family time. So, like, I am zoned in. I am ready for this. Like, I'm hoping to see some good action. I'm hoping TFC can actually score more than, like, one goal this week. I'm hoping Atlanta can actually keep it interesting and not, roll over in the first half. Let's see what happens, man. I'm ready for this.
Absolutely, man. I am ready as well. Let's go into the lineups here. We got the starting lineups. We've got Atlanta's starting 11. We've got Brad Guzan in goal. Walks, Meza, Robinson, and Bello across the back. Then you've got Adams, Remedy, Hinman, Dam, and Mulroney and Gallagher up top. So a decent lineup from them. Of course, they're missing some of their stars. Barco and Moreno are on the bench.
11s.
So that's a little bit of a rough one for them. A couple of their big players are out injured. We are underway right now. Just kicked off. TFC's starting 11: Westberg
there we
in
go.
goal, Auro Jr., Gonzalez, Saman, and Gallagher across the back. Delgado, Osorio, Endo, and Piatti in the midfield, and we've got Pozuelo and Mullins up top. Michael Bradley back on the bench for this one, and no depth up front for TFC at all. So it's going to be an interesting one to see if TFC can score some goals in this one because they're definitely lacking up front with Patrick Mullins. If you've listened to our show, we've been very critical of Patrick Mullins throughout his career.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed right away, Mike, and maybe Ryan, you can speak to this a little bit too. Between the injuries across Toronto's backline, and their strikers, like where are they going to get offense? Maybe that's why they've had to gut out some of these 1-0 victories. Like, talk to us a little bit about the roster. What do you expect to see over the next couple of weeks with these guys being out?
I expect Pozuelo to have more of a creative part on the team, even though he already has it. I think most of the creativity will come from him and Piatti on the wings, as well as Larea, especially when he gets back into the team. Even though starting tonight, when he's off the bench, he's going to be a fast part of the team. I would expect him to score like he has been. Pozuelo will have to take more shots. Piatti as well. Maybe Oso will push up. Without Akinola, it's going to be a little bit harder, but they'll find goals like they always do. And with the defense, as long as Zavaleta isn't on there, I'm good with anybody. So I think Gallagher or Morrow with Alro on the other side.
What do you got against Zavaleta, man? What do you got against Zavaleta?
I mean, everything.
He's trash.
I mean, yeah, he had a good game against Cincinnati, but it's Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati.
Hey, well, don't tell that to Columbus. They just gave up some points there to Cincinnati.
True, but they did the same thing we did. They just gave up points.
All right, I get you.
All right, we've got FS joining us here. He's from Toronto, and Toronto FC is his team. Thanks for joining, FS. Appreciate it. And then we've also got Daniel Young. He chimes in about Patrick Mullins. Daniel, thanks for jumping in on this live stream reaction with us. It was fun having you on the last matchup for sure. So thanks for jumping back on. So far, 2.5 minutes in, not much so far. A little bit of a chance from Toronto, long shot from Pozuelo from outside the box. But yeah, I think it's going to be a real tale of the midfield. If whoever wins that battle is going to win the game. I think both teams are lacking up front, and it should be, whoever can really capitalize on those few chances that come out of the midfield. I think you'll see Pozuelo and Piatti kind of jump up a little bit more forward to try and get something going on the offensive end, especially if they bring Bradley in towards the end of the game, which I expect they'll probably bring him in for about 30, 40 minutes or so. As we speak of that, Atlanta comes on and gets possession here. Jurgen Damm, the speedster from Tigres, he's in possession, but then plays it backwards to George Bello, the young and up-and-coming youngster there for Atlanta, as well as Miles Robinson. So they've got a couple good youngsters down there. Nick, what are your thoughts on Atlanta United? I mean, is it just the injuries right now that's killing them? Do you think this team can bounce back and do something in the playoffs? What's your take on Atlanta?
I was thinking about that earlier today, Mike, as I was looking at the team at the game preview here. Atlanta is like in reset. They did so great their first couple seasons with Tata Martino with their core players, with Martinez as an MVP and Golden Boots, all that stuff. Then they tried to kind of keep that rolling with a new change and try to rebuild for like a long-term plan. That's why they had the coaching switch. That's why they brought in a few different players. They wanted to try and get some longevity out of this. Didn't work. So now they've reset. So they've sold off some guys. They've fired the coach. Frank de Boer is gone. Atlanta's in reset mode. That's what I'm looking at. So I think they're just trying to get the best out of their players on any given night. Obviously, they're not competing for trophies right now, unfortunately for them, given their short history. But you're going to see them make runs. You're going to see them play hard. You're going to see them, especially after last week, get a late equalizer, I think. You're going to see them try to make some impressions and try to prove to whoever the new coach that comes in that they are still worthy of playing for the Five Stripes. And right here, you see him push forward a little bit, earn a corner kick, and hey, set pieces, right? It doesn't matter how good or how bad you are. If you can convert your set pieces, you are always in the game. So that's kind of my take on Atlanta. You know that you're going to have Lorenowitz just playing his heart out, regardless of what the standings say. And to be perfectly honest, the standings, as it sits right now, Atlanta gets in the play-in game. Like they are right there on the playoff line. So I expect them to actually try to draw a point here and stay in the hunt.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, they just had a corner kick.
I would agree.
That was a nice run from Jurgen Damm. I like Jurgen Damm. I think he's a hell of a player. I was surprised they got him on a TAM deal from Tigres. And he makes a nice run, earns the corner kick. Nothing really comes out of it. Toronto blasts the ball back down the field. Ryan, what are your thoughts on Atlanta United?
I think it's kind of like TFC in 2018. You remember how TFC in 2018, they were going in hot. They tried to be the great team that everybody thought they were. Now, it's a little bit different because Atlanta didn't make a deep Champions League run, but their best player got hurt. Their best player wasn't there for most of the season. Josef Martinez isn't there. PT wasn't great. They sold him. Now they have Moreno. Atlanta, to me, is like 2018 TFC. That's basically what they are. They're good, but next year they're definitely going to rebound. This year's a back year, but since there's more teams in the playoffs, they will probably make that wild card game, and they deserve that because people should still be afraid of Atlanta. They have moments. They still have quality in their team, just like 2018 TFC. They had moments. Atlanta has moments. That's what I see from them.
There you go. You're going to fit in very well on this channel here, Ryan. Everything comes back to a metaphor to TFC or comparison to TFC. Right up Mike's alley there.
Yeah. I mean, when you've watched every single game for a team in their entire history, I have never missed one TFC game in my life. I just know everything about them, man. I mean, that's just how it goes.
I feel the same.
I'm not saying it's
I feel the same.
So as we speak here, Tsubasa Endo with the ball over on the right side of the field, attacking, goes over to Auro. He's got some space, cuts it into the box. Nice pass out to Pozuelo, and it goes right at Brad Guzan. Anywhere else, he places that ball anywhere else, it's 1-0 TFC. But he didn't. It goes right at Guzan, and a good chance there for TFC.
Absolutely. And, Atlanta obviously is going to try and get out on the counterattack, play fast. TFC can do the same thing. I think that's what's great about Vanny coaching this team for so long is they know how to play out of their formation and they know how to counterattack too and be flexible like that. So it'll be fun to watch how they attack this Atlanta defense. And who's that 22 for Atlanta? He's getting a lot of touches early. Let's see if
that's Jurgen Damm. That's what I was speaking of earlier.
That was Hyndman. Emerson. Oh, Jurgen Damm, yeah.
Yeah. He's having a field day over on the right-hand side there. But Gallagher seems to be holding his own. Nice tackle there on Damm to get it out. So, I mean, not a bad start from Damm, that's for sure.
Yeah, Atlanta seems to like that
Gallagher's
right hand.
Pretty good too, though.
Oh, no doubt. And Atlanta's looking like they like that right-hand side, or maybe they're just trying to get Damm more touches, especially after his performance last week. I mean, how do you feel about him matching up on the side of Simon and Gallagher?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I think he's a lot faster than Simon, so that's a smart idea. Like, that would be smart for them to have him, right? I think Damm is a great player. He was great on Tigres when he was against us in the Champions League run. So I know how good he is. I think he's still good. And they really underpaid him, I have to say. But I think it's smart to have him on that side with the slower defenders.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do
we got a couple comments jumping in here. We got Ben McManus. Who do you think will win? We'll get into our predictions here in just a minute as well. We've got Riot. Jurgen Damm is damn fast. That's for sure. That's a good one there, Riot. Yes, he is very fast. And before we get into our predictions, everybody that's on here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and get into our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge. Chance to win $250. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. You help us grow, and then we'll actually help out and give some money away. So as well, make sure you jump over to Ryan Anderson's YouTube page. Link is down below in the description, and go subscribe to him as well if you're a TFC fan or just a sports fan in general. So predictions. What do we think in this one? I'll let you guys go first because I've just been on fire with my predictions, so I don't want you guys copying me with what I say.
No, that's fine. Ryan, please, you're our guest. Take it away.
I say 3-1 TFC. They're going to play angry. They're going to play pissed off because of the supporter shield controversy. Even if they don't have Akinola as a starter, I think the midfield will get the goals with Poselo and with Piatti. I say 3-1 TFC.
I'm going to go 2-1 Toronto. I still think they're the better team. I think Atlanta's starting to find a little something. And with Dam getting the start, with Jurgen getting the start, I think he gives them a little extra dimension where they can, have an option, where they can have some outlet. If they don't know what to do, fine, we'll just play the ball out to the right wing. And at least that gives them something to fall back on. Maybe they maintain a little more possession. Maybe they keep TFC hanging back just enough. But I still think TFC comes through with the win, despite the injuries on the offense. So 2-1 TFC, that's my pick. All right, Mike, are you gonna buck the trend here? Do you think we get a draw?
You know what?
Mike,
I'm going draw. I'm going draw on this one. I'm going with 1-1. I think there's not a lot of offense on this field. Every time TFC and Atlanta play, the game is close. So I'm going to go with a draw. It's basically in a neutral site, right? Because it's technically it's TFC's home, but it's not really their home. It's not BMO Field. So I'm going 1-1. Not a lot of offense in this one. That's my pick. 1-1 draw.
Now, did you bet any money on a 1-1 draw, Mike? Because then we'll really know how confident you are.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I actually I put money down on Atlanta winning the game earlier in the week when I did my picks and predictions. So yeah. Now, as far as the game going on here, it's just been back and forth in the midfield. Nothing going on here right now. Currently, Atlanta's in possession. Francisco Meza on the ball here. Mullins gets the ball on a turnover. They call a foul on Mullins. The guy slipped and fell by himself. And then Mullins just kind of worked around Miles Robinson, and they call a foul on him. Horrible call. He slips by himself. Mullins goes around him as he's falling down, and they call the foul. Ridiculous.
First of all, Mullins had his hand in his chest.
After he fell down.
I understand what you're saying, though. He may have fallen into his hand, but his hand was in the chest. But also, I did a little research on our referee for this evening. Because
that's what the ref saw.
Yeah. Here we go, Mike. 13th minute, 14th minute of the game, and I'm making my first Greek reference. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Our head referee tonight, Fotis Bazakos, of Greek descent there, he actually calls quite a number of fouls in his games. I haven't compared him to other officials, and the website whoscored.com actually has referee profiles, and they break it down, like
that's nice.
Fouls per game, fouls per tackle, yellows per game, reds per game, all that stuff. So he calls, a foul probably about every 5 or so minutes, at least as it averages out over his 9 years of being an MLS referee. Wow. And he usually calls just over 3 yellow cards a game. That was the average there. So expect a real tight game. Expect him to keep everyone in line, and expect a couple 3 yellow cards at least. At least that's what his track record shows.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's
going to be a fun one tonight.
yeah, right. Like I can't wait for Michael Bradley to get into an argument.
Not high-scoring game for sure. If that's how he plays out, but overall, I want to touch on this about this Supporters Shield. Crazy decision that was made. What the hell are they doing? This is insane. Greg Vanney put it perfectly, I thought. And I think I mentioned back, I think an episode or two ago, on why I think actually the Supporters Shield is probably the most important trophy of the season this year in MLS. With how disjointed it's been and all that kind of stuff, the playoffs, you're getting teams into the playoffs now that have no business being there. I think it's the most important trophy. And now they've decided that for multiple reasons, unbalanced schedules. Well, they're always unbalanced. The fans, the supporters couldn't be in the stadium, that they're going to just not award the trophy this year. They're not going to recognize a regular season champion. That is bullshit. Hands down, ridiculous. This has been one of the craziest seasons in MLS history in the world, because it's been such a crazy year. These guys are away from their families for months at a time just to play the game, so that the fans and supporters have stuff to watch, especially teams like Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, who are out of their country right now and can't go back but maybe once or twice in the next 2 or 3 month span. It's ridiculous. it is, I think it's very not well planned and not well thought out. And they need to step up to the plate. They released another statement today on giving a few more details on why they did it. They need to reverse it, or they're going to lose that privilege, because MLS needs to come up with a trophy, and then they'll just recognize that going forward. So those are my thoughts. I'm not happy about it, and that's not just because I'm a TFC fan, and TFC is the current leader in the Supporters Shield standings. I don't care if it was Columbus. I don't care if it is Atlanta. I don't care if it's San Jose. It doesn't matter what team it is. If a team is in the lead for the regular season, most leagues around the world, that is how they recognize their champion. There is no playoffs. There is no MLS Cup. There is no, big time playoff system in other leagues. I'll get off my soapbox now. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this crazy decision?
Just give that soapbox right to me. I'm going to try to keep this PG-13. To me, it's one of the worst decisions that have ever been made in MLS history. Now, this league has had its decisions of stupid things and horrible decisions in the past. But Supporter Shield not being awarded in a season like this season is the hardest season yet, because this shows you how deep the top team really is. Because on a Wednesday, you're going to get a different lineup than what you're going to get on a Sunday. That normally doesn't happen in the regular season. So if a team finishes top, this is actually probably the best, deepest team in MLS history. So if Toronto finishes top, you could say they're deeper than any other MLS team. So them not giving the Supporter Shield is basically saying, we don't care that you got the most points. We don't care that you're playing the game. You're over the border in Hartford, Connecticut, playing the game for your supporters who are watching every single game, who watch for you. We don't care that you're doing that and you're away from your families. We're going to tell you, you ain't won jack squat. That's wrong. And for any other team as well, but Toronto's the leader, so I'm going to go with that. If they're going to tell you you ain't won jack squat, that's just wrong. They fought for 20-something games to be at the top. And you're telling me we ain't won nothing? The top team hasn't won anything? Yeah, and here's the thing. They keep pushing the goalposts. They keep on the Twitter. They muted the tweet. The leader of the ISC is saying it under his personal account, arguing with these fans. And he keeps moving the goalposts like, oh, there's no fans. Oh, the schedule's unbalanced. Moving the goalposts means you know you were wrong from the first second. All right? Tell me why you did this, and tell me why it shouldn't be reversed. And stop moving the goalposts. You're wrong. You've been wrong, and you will be wrong unless you overturn it or ML makes their own trophy. This is a horrible decision. That's all.
So I see you've given it some
absolutely spot on.
The one thing that you hit on that we got to emphasize is that this was not an MLS decision. This is the Independent Supporters Group, the Independent Supporters Council, or I forget exactly what the acronym stands for. So the Supporter Shield is not given out by the league. And a lot of people are calling after this debacle, to put it mildly, that the league finally says, fine, we're going to cancel it with, you guys can do what you want, you're independent groups, but we're not going to recognize it. We're going to give our own out. That's probably the best thing. And Mike, Ryan, I don't know if you guys saw in the comment section there from Cash My Check, Ryan, they're looking for a little Ric Flair woo out of you after that passionate speech.
That's
awesome. I love this. Can I do it?
Go for it.
Woo! Sounds more like Charlotte than Ric Flair, but I like that you called it a promo there. I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
Makes me smile. That's the wrestling part of me came out.
Nice,
dude. We'll update everyone on kind of what's going on with the game, and this Supporter Shield discussion is far from over. Mike and I are going to talk about it in depth on our episode tomorrow night. So make sure everyone subscribes to the YouTube channel, subscribes to the podcast on iTunes, on Google, Stitcher, wherever you get your shows, and that way you can make sure that you get first listen as soon as it's uploaded late tomorrow night about our full thoughts on the Supporter Shield debacle. But what we're seeing here with Toronto, they're starting to really build up some possession as we get into the 21st minute. They've really kind of dominated that middle third of the field for the last 5-7 minutes or so. Unfortunately, who was it that went down? Did Osorio go down? And now Michael Bradley made an early substitution.
Oso.
Ugh. So it's nice to see Bradley back out on the pitch. We were saying if the referee calls a tight game and gives a couple early yellows, I'd love to see Bradley get into a bit of a heated discussion with him, as he often does with officials. But we'll see if Bradley how he's going to look for 70-some minutes coming back after what, like 6 weeks out or something like that.
6-7 weeks.
Maybe a little bit too early for.
That's what I'm thinking. I think you might see with these 5 subs, you might see him get pulled out towards the end of the game because, I don't think the plan was to give him I know he's a beast. He still is, even though he's getting older. I don't think the plan was to give him almost 70-plus minutes in this one tonight. So it's a shame that Oso went down. I mean, he's been playing, but, I mean, this dude's been playing all game, every game. I mean, he's been a full 90 for, God, the last at least month and a half. So, I think it's just time catching up. But that's what we're seeing, which kind of brings back that supporter shield discussion. I mean, these guys are playing so hard. So many of these guys are going down with injuries because they're playing 2 games, 3 games a week at times. They're putting their bodies on the line. To hell with COVID. That's not as much of a concern as possibly a career-ending knee injury for some of these guys. So, that's a little bit of a rough one there for Oso going down. But TFC with a little bit of pressure there, a kind of a half chance in towards the goal. Gallagher, a nice header up, and now he's got Piatti running onto a ball from Pozuelo into the box. Tries the center one, but it goes way high over to the right-hand side. And Mullins goes back to pick it up, tries to swing one in, but it gets blocked. And that's when it's going to be cleared out, and only as far as Alro. And now cleared out for a throw. So TFC, building that possession right now, looking the stronger of the two sides. Michael Bradley in the game, he's probably going to calm things down, his leadership with his passing ability. I don't think he has it anymore for the USMNT, but he's definitely still good enough to play for TFC week in and week out. And hopefully he'll kind of bring that possession game in for TFC, because we don't want them facing too many issues at the back with Saman in instead of Mavinga. So it overall looking good for TFC right now.
Yeah, right as you say that, Bradley commits, I'll call it a tactical foul, but not enough to warrant the yellow card, but excellent way to break up what could have been an Atlanta counterattack. So he's already exerting his influence 2 minutes into the game, both with his skill and his feet and his smarts. So great to see Bradley kind of picking up where he left off weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yep, I got big feelings about Michael Bradley.
Yeah, right. Oh man. So here's Ryan, this is a good one for you. I mean, as a diehard TFC fan, I mean, I know you gotta love Michael Bradley for everything that he's done for the club, but how are your feelings about him in his current state? What are your thoughts on Michael Bradley?
I think Michael Bradley is definitely not the same player he was when he got here, or even in 2017. I still like Michael Bradley for what he's done for this club and what he meant to this club. But I think it's time for him to go and give Fraser a chance, give Oso a chance. And it's not like I wanted to see him hurt, but when he got hurt, I wasn't mad, because I thought Fraser would get the chance he deserves. Oso would get the chance he deserves in the midfield, and that's what's happened. And I hope that he gives more time to those guys in the middle of the park and not play every game like he used to, because he's just not the Iron Man he was back then. He doesn't have the stamina or endurance that he had back then. Yes, he could still run a game and be a general, but not every night for TFC. So I think this is a start of where I want him to be. So I'm not mad right now, but before the season, I kind of was mad, but now I think it's working out the way it should be for him.
Okay, good take.
What's Michael Bradley's contract status? Like, is he on? Did he just get like another 1 or 2 year deal or something? Like,
two more. It was a 3-year deal. There's 2 more left.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's going to be around for a couple of seasons.
For TAM.
Yeah, right. It was a maxed out TAM deal. So I mean, a lot of TAM, but good from a leadership standpoint. I mean, I'm okay with that contract, because even if it's this year, he was supposed to be the starter, and then he kind of push in Liam Fraser and whatnot going forward. I could see that, but the one for me that that we've talked a lot about as well is Josie Altidore, man. What a horrible contract that was. Jurgen Damm with a bit of a chance here, runs in, centers it, and it's blocked out nicely. Goes out of play for a corner kick for Atlanta. Again, Jurgen Damm down that right side. Boy, TFC's got to be careful there, especially with his speed on the counter.
Yeah.
Here's the corner kick coming in that TFC wins. Oh, and it's nothing. Just another ping pong ball around the middle of the box there. And they're just going to let it roll out. And it looks like it was either a handball or offside.
It scared me for a second.
I know that camera angle, man.
Scared me for a second there.
Right for the back of the net.
Yeah,
who's
same. I like Rentschler Field. That scared me for a second. You don't need to do that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm trying to see who's that for Atlanta. Is that Heineman? That's been really getting in and playing some balls in from the corner and then kind of mixing it up. He looks like he's kind of growing into this game a little bit. And if he can facilitate a little more, maybe get a few more touches, he might have a little bit of magic in him tonight.
Yeah. I think it's Jurgen Damm that we were talking about. Yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking good. This as we've got Daniel saying here, New York City with another loss. They lose to Columbus tonight. 3-1 is the final there. Other scores going on around the league right now. The Red Bulls and Orlando tied 0-0 at the half. Cincinnati and DC United 0-0 in the 26th minute. And, of course, the game we're watching here. So New York City, the Crew pull along another victory. Maybe they're starting to turn it around. They kind of had a little bit of a rough patch with no Darlington Nagbe, with no, I think they lost Lucas Zelarayan as well for a couple games. Now with this victory over New York City, that can kind of bump them right back up to the top of the conference. They're actually 1 point behind Philadelphia right now.
Can we go 1 week without talking about Darlington Nagbe? Like, is that possible?
No, we cannot. I'm sorry.
Well, he's a really good MLS player, but like people are still saying like, well, Atlanta fell so far because Darlington Nagbe left. I'm like, no, he's not the reason Atlanta sucked. Let's be real here, people. He was a really good player for them. He was a really good player for Portland. He's good. He's not the reason Atlanta is as bad as they are this year, and he's not the reason that Columbus is as good as they are this year. He's part of it. I will give you that. But oh my God,
no, Tim Bez is the reason why. Tim Bez Bachenko's the reason why.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Ryan. He knows how to build a damn team, that's for sure. So I was pissed when he went over there, but he's doing it there for sure. So Daniel Young,
I was too.
He asked a question. What do you think of New York City, Ryan Anderson? Do you think there's a rivalry with TFC?
Yes, there's a rivalry, but it's from the NYC fans' standpoint because Pozuelo is rent-free in Sean Johnson's head. I love to see Pozuelo get that game penalty every game because guess what? It's exactly what you deserve. All right? You're rent-free. You're rent-free in my head. We're rent-free in yours. I don't think NYC is that good of a team. I don't like City Football Group anyway, so this is deserved.
Oh, guys,
them is just a group. I don't like them, so I like that there's a rivalry here.
Guys, great opportunity there for Atlanta. Like, they came right up the middle. Looks like, they did call offside on Gallagher. Let's see how offside he really was. Oh, very offside.
I think he was off, Yeah,
that
wasn't live. I'm behind you guys.
It's not as close as Liverpool, that's for sure.
Hey, I think from my perspective,
it's not as close as Liverpool, that's for sure.
Ryan is the Everton fan. I think that was just the perfect call. I think it was by the letter of the law, and I think everything played out as it should have. And happy to walk away with a point in that game. But hey, we're talking MLS. We don't need to talk about it.
No.
Oh man.
I digress.
To get back to New York City, there's definitely a rivalry fan there for sure. There's no question about it. So, and Ryan put that as perfect as he could from a TFC perspective. So, Daniel, I hope that answered your question. We got Anthony joining the stream here. Let's go TFC, Niagara region, born and raised, huge TFC fan. Anthony, thanks for jumping on with us tonight. We've got Ryan Anderson here, a big-time TFC fan, as well as yours truly. I am a diehard TFC fan as well, but I do Sons of the Pitch Soccer podcast, so I have to be kind of unbiased to everybody in the league. But who am I kidding? I'm like CNN. I'm still biased. So here is
exactly. I'm like MSNBC. You're like CNN.
Yeah, there you go. Laurent Simon in possession for Toronto, goes back to Westberg, and God, I feel like a goal's coming in this one. It just seems like we've got one coming.
Yeah, right as you say that, Mike, TFC with the turnover in the midfield, and we'll see if Atlanta can actually take advantage of it and maybe make you prophetic over here. But, they turn it over. They turn it back over themselves.
Come on.
Played back to Bradley. Gosh, I just feel like when Bradley's on the field, he's such a presence for TFC that sometimes TFC's like, okay, let me just give the ball to Bradley and let him figure it out. Like in that instance, they could have turned and maybe sprung a counterattack. They didn't have the numbers, but it's like, okay, we'll play it back to Bradley. Let him. He'll reset it for us. It's okay. We've got Papa Bradley in the back there. He'll take care of it. I don't know. Maybe it's just
they
me.
still back pass so much without him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
that's,
I could get like one of those like pushable
like
pedometers and be like, oh, back pass. There you go.
Yeah, totally. And there's a foul there called on TFC. Another stoppage in play by Fotis Bezakos.
Oh, Mike, you've been working on your Greek accent. Thank you.
Hey, there you go. Working with a good Greek. I gotta learn my Greek a little bit here. Yeah, I don't know that one. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
I don't know Greek either.
That's all right. There's enough Greeks in Toronto. I'm sure you run into at least two of them. No worries, man. No worries.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll run into a couple of those and the Italians too.
Yeah. Yep. And Anthony jumps on and says always is against Montreal. So as far as rivalries, of course, Montreal, there is no bigger rivalry for TFC than with the Impact, or should I say the Limpact. God bless Montreal. They will forever be in our shadow. But that's for another day. Here's a good chance here for Atlanta, and they kind of squandered away. Had a nice cross. Mulroney looked to be open in the box, but nothing there.
Montreal Impact squarely in the playoffs as of right now, despite their 1.21 points per game and -7 goal differential.
That is ridiculous.
They've got the 8th spot.
That is ridiculous.
Aren't they in the wild card though?
Yeah.
The live standings.
Hey,
right
maybe
now
they'll win the wild card and they'll face us and we get to stomp them out.
There you go. Well, live standings right now have Montreal in it as the 8th team. So yeah, they are in the standings. Sorry, I didn't mean squarely in. So they'd have to to play Nashville for the privilege of playing Toronto FC if that's the case.
Right.
Unless
if Atlanta and the Red Bulls
10 beat 7. But it'll probably be them, and I love it. Let's stomp them out.
Oh man.
Let's stomp them out.
Yep.
You win a wild card game, and then boom.
And then you got to travel to Connecticut and play Toronto. Yep, perfect.
Montreal and Toronto and Connecticut.
That's not bad though.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather see it.
Season.
I'd rather see it at BMO. Be more fun.
I mean, there's not going to be fans in either. Well, actually, no. There will be fans in Rentschler Field. So.
Right. Yeah, they did announce TFC did announce the last regular season game at Rentschler
because they have Miami and then.
Right. Yep. They got Miami coming in, so they're going to let 5,000 people into the stadium for that one.
All right, so we're in the 35th.
I don't know if that's a bad idea or not, but.
Look, if you can do it safely, then bring the fans in.
Yep.
If you can't, then to me it just comes down to that. But here we're rolling into the 35th minute here. Atlanta has kind of slowed things down a little bit. They're kind of picking their passes. They're picking their points of attack. They've had a few throw-ins along that favored right wing of theirs. So maybe Atlanta's starting to build something.
There we go.
And right as I say that, it's a turnover and a Toronto counterattack. TFC and Atlanta about even numbers on this counter. We'll see what they can do with it. Gets the ball out to the right, crosses in and blocked, and Atlanta is able to almost clear it. And then they finally do get clearance out here. All right. Atlanta holding strong. That defense is doing just enough to frustrate Toronto's attack here. And again, is that lack of creativity in the front? Is that just, Pozuelo and Piatti not getting the ball in the spot they need it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I find it hard to Toronto can't string this together.
I think it's Pozuelo and Piatti. Pozuelo and Piatti just aren't getting the ball in the spot that they need it. I don't think it's a lack of creativity. I think it's just that they haven't had the ball enough in the spots they need them to be. So I'm not going to blame it on a lack of creativity yet.
All right.
Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I think they just aren't getting it where they need it. They've had a few chances, so it's not like they're not creating at all. But not any really good chances yet. So if that could be a credit to Atlanta's defense. Definitely helps when you don't have a real good striker presence up top. Ask Atlanta United fans, right? They've learned that since Joseph Martinez has been down. It affects the game in more than one way. So they don't have to play the defense that they do when you got Patrick Mullins out there than you do when you got Io Akinola or Josie Altidore, last year or the year before. Josie Altidore this year, you don't even have to look at him. But that's just
Has he played this year? Has Josie played this year, guys? I haven't seen him.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take. I think Patrick Mullins is better than this year's Josie.
Agreed.
Hot take.
I agree. Yep. I agree. I mean, this year's Josie's been ridiculous. The guy signs when he's re-signed, Nick, we talked about it on our show. This was the discussion was, okay, he's going to re-sign with Toronto. Is this going to be a TAM deal or a DP deal? We truly thought it was going to be a TAM deal. It was not, and it's insane. I mean, TFC, I think he's still got another 2 years after this on that deal, and the guy's not playing any games. He's played in, I think, 4 or 5 games so far this season for TFC. He's missed a ton of games. He's not scoring, and I don't understand it. I mean, I love Josie. I love the fact. I mean, I can't take it away from him that, without him, we don't win MLS Cup in 2017. He scored that goal. He was a beast in the playoffs in 2016 and 2017. I love the guy for that. But I think at this time, he's just kind of being held on to for nostalgia. And that's not how you become a championship team. This team should utilize that money somewhere else and get a good DP. That's just my take on it. He's got to go. I would cut him at the end of the season. Right. I would release him. If he doesn't buy down his contract to a TAM contract, I let him go. That's what I would do if I was Ali Curtis. But I know they won't do that because he's he means too much to the fans and to the team. But that's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, TFC is able to while we're talking about Josie and his terrible contract, TFC does come down, win a corner kick. Piatti stepping out to take that one. But here's the quick splits this season for TFC. Patrick Mullins, 12 games, 2 starts, 1 goal, and 6 shots. That's it. Josie, on the other hand, 12 games, 10 starts.
He scored 1 in MLS's back. Don't forget.
Yeah. 2 goals and an assist. I'm looking at regular season stats, so I don't know how much that brought in MLS's back. But yeah, Mullins with very similar numbers and 8 less appearances.
Oh man. Omar Gonzalez on that corner got a free header right at Guzan. So another one where if it's anywhere but right at Guzan.
He keeps missing them. He
He does. So we've got Anthony chimes in here. First live TFC game he ever went to was in 2013, 1-1 versus Chicago Fire when Robert Earnshaw scored. Good times. We were horrible, so it wasn't really good times. 2013 was a bad year.
Very bad year. Now, I didn't remember
Robert Earnshaw. Oh, man, that guy. He was the best TFC had.
Top scores were Oso and Earnshaw.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, guys, we got some action going on in the TFC.
Michael Bradley with a nice pass into Piatti. What can he do with it? Oh, that looked like it might be a handball.
Ooh, you think they're going to give him a check? We haven't had a
I don't
stop
know.
and play yet, so they're not going to be
Yeah,
checking.
here's the throw in.
TFC kind of recycling things back in the back line.
No
Maybe
check
a little
on
bit
it, so
ahead. I don't know. I think we're all in different
Okay.
spots in the stream, just barely.
Yeah,
They didn't check
totally.
it.
That always happens with these reactions, for sure. But yeah, they didn't check it. So here's Delgado in possession. Now gets taken away by Atlanta, and they're on the counter with Gallagher. I think that is.
And Simon just gets embarrassed. By the way,
Oh,
I can't wait for you guys to see that one. Oh, and then he tries to redeem himself by like tripping over himself and somehow draws the foul. So what we've come to expect from Laurent Simon, right?
I mean, I'll take it.
I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of his. Just kind of the way he's bounced around the last few seasons. I understand he made a lot of his moves for his family and what his family's been going through, but
right.
I question Toronto signing him. I've questioned some of his defensive lapses, especially some of his stamina and speed. Once you get into the later parts of these games, maybe with 5 subs, they can take care of it. And here they're putting the stat up on the screen. His first time he ever went a full 90 was last week. First time this season he went a full 90. So again, they signed this guy to come in and help shore up their back line, and they're not even getting their money's worth for him. Meanwhile, Atlanta's able to draw a foul in the middle of the field, draw a yellow card, as a matter of fact. Is that Omar Gonzalez picking up a yellow here late in the first half? Well, there's one of these Bazakos' 3 typical yellow cards to give. Very soft.
Yellows.
Yeah, that was soft for sure.
I knew this was going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and slowed down by the ref, that's for sure. But so far tonight, we've picked up 3 subscribers, everybody. If you're watching right now and you have not hit that subscribe button, get on it and hit that button. We're trying to get over 500 tonight. We want to be halfway to our 1,000 subscriber challenge to give away that $250 gift card. So get on it. We got 15 people watching with us right now. We've got another 5 on Twitter and Facebook. If you're on Twitter and Facebook, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can get in on that gift card challenge. So a couple minutes left before the half. Do we see anything before halftime? Or are we going 0-0 into the locker rooms?
I
don't know, Ryan. What do you think?
I think it'll go 0-0 into the half. I think the defenses are being tough. The offenses just aren't creating enough, not getting to their talismans. The defenses are holding firm, whether it looks scary or not. I think both teams will go in scoreless. And as I say that, they almost scored.
Well, that's usually how it goes with us too. We start predicting things and then the opposite happens. So at least me, Mike's on a bit of a hot streak right now, so I won't speak for him. But yeah, it's hard to see a goal coming from the flow of play at this part in the game. I mean, if there's a random corner kick or just some bad foul given a free kick at some point, maybe you get one. But no, I feel like I don't see one. Hey, unless maybe Mullins pulls a rabbit out of his hat and, comes up with some brilliant little piece that he forgets who he is and just starts channeling some inner superstar. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Here, Cash My Check chimes in and says that Simon got into Dijon on the strength of his free kicks. Agreed. I think that was probably the only reason they wanted him, because he scored a couple free kick goals, and I don't think he's done since then.
Geez, when you said Simon got into Dijon, I thought you were like, he's eating sandwiches on the bench or something? Like, is that part of his training regimen? I totally forgot about the French club that he played for a bit.
I mean, it probably is.
Works for both. But yeah, I remember when he was in LAFC and he had those 2 just screamers from those set pieces. Man, that was like, where's that guy? But Toronto doesn't need him to take free kicks again. So if they were thinking like that's part of his tool set, then why are they signing him? Right. They've got enough free kick guys.
You'd think. So before
they should have kept Haglund. That's
got some questions for Ryan tonight. What do you think of Liverpool 4-0 comeback against Barca?
I feel like that's an old one. Ryan,
I watched that game live. that game, I watched that. I got right back to school 5 minutes before it started. I sat over there and watched it. It was an amazing match. I had so much fun watching that match. I like Liverpool. That's mostly their Premier League team, even though I got into the Prem a little bit before that, and I didn't know about that, so I picked Chelsea. I like both. That's why I like both, because I support my people. And I didn't know that most of them like Liverpool. And then I found out, and I'm like, I like both because Klopp's football is amazing anyway. European football is not really my thing. It's more CONCACAF, so I can like whoever I please and watch whoever I please. But that comeback was amazing. That was one of the best games I've ever watched overall.
Yeah,
that was a 9.
Never watched it, so.
Oh, nice. And I put it out there on the comments. Did Cincinnati pick up Hagelin in the expansion draft, or was he part of a deal that was made?
No, they traded him back. God, I think it was.
They traded him for allocation spot to get Simon. That's what they did.
Oh, to get Simon. Yep, to get Simon in the allocation order for the number 1 spot. And
so is that the question? Hagelin versus Simon? Is that what we were looking at here from Toronto's perspective?
Pretty much. When it all boils down to it, I think there was some allocation money involved too.
Yeah.
But that was I loved Hagelin as well. I mean, he was a good defender. Played good in the air. He's not quite an MLS.
He's better.
Though, so as far as backup,
I think we need better corner takers than free kick players.
Quick little break here, and we'll be back probably in about 15 minutes or so when the players hit back on the field, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back to review the first half with the stats probably about 12-15 minutes, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, everybody, we are back from halftime. Looks like we've got a couple substitutions for Atlanta United coming into this match. The big-time DP players, Moreno and Barco, getting their last-minute instructions to come into this one. Start of the second half, just a couple minutes away. Stats in this one, we've got 6-4 for total shots for Toronto FC, 4 on target for TFC, 0 for Atlanta. 1 shot off target, so I'm not quite sure how. Oh, and 1 blocked, and then 4 shots blocked for Atlanta. Possession 55% to TFC, 45% to Atlanta. Looks like Richie Larea might be getting ready to come on for TFC as well. Those are your first half stats. Should be an exciting second half if Fotis Pazakos, the referee on this one, can keep his whistle in his mouth and not, and out of his mouth so that he doesn't stop the game anymore. So, Ryan, what do you think? What you think we're in for a good second half here? Is this going to be a blah, blah, 0-0 draw all the way through?
I think we're in for a good second half with the attacking subs for Toronto and Atlanta with Moreno and Bar. So coming on for Atlanta and Lorette coming on for Toronto at the start of the second half. This is going to be more of a firepower half. Somebody is at least going to try to get a point here, if not all 3. But this will be an attacking half, I'm sure of it, with the changes that have been made at the half.
Yep, agreed. Nick, what do you think?
I expect somebody to go for it at some point, right? I don't expect Atlanta to just sit back and say, 1 point away at TFC is a good result. Like they're fighting for a playoff spot. There's still that little bit of a carrot left for the Atlanta players. So, maybe if you get to the 75th, 80th minute and it's still 0-0, then maybe Atlanta starts to sit back and defend. But I just want to see some action, man. I want to see some opportunities. We started seeing it towards the end of the second half. Let's hope that both teams try to keep that momentum. And look, TFC's high pressing already, and Atlanta's trying to break out. It looks like they're picking up where they left off. There's probably a couple goals in this one.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm hoping for an exciting second half here between two teams that, definitely have a lot of talent on the field. So it should be a fun one. With that being said, we didn't get our halftime sponsorship shout outs here. So to do that, let's do that now. Our shout outs for our hydration break to our sponsors, Skira Icelandic Spring Water, available at your local 7-Eleven anywhere in the United States. Go get some Skira. We appreciate Skira sponsoring us to let us do what we do and help us keep going. As well as our podcast side, our sponsors are Donovan Food Brokerage, as well as nice premium Iceland Pure Spring Water available at your Walgreens. So go get some water, whether it's at Walgreens or 7-Eleven, and help our sponsors because they help us do what we do. So thank you to you guys. Also, real quick, go get your merch, sonsofapitch.redbubble.com. We've got shirts, we've got socks, we've got cups. You can see the cup I'm drinking out of, Sons of a Pitch. We even have masks. In the time of the pandemic where you have to have a mask every single place you go, why not get a laugh out of people with a Sons of a Pitch mask? I get plenty of laughs when I wear mine, which unfortunately I can't find now. My daughter wore it to volleyball practice because it's a little bit lighter, easier to breathe through. And even though that's not really the point of masks, but whatever. She used it and now I don't know where it is. So I'm going to have to order some more.
There you go.
Now, we've got a couple comments here. Bal Bustos, thanks for joining, talking a little bit. He's an Atlanta United follower since day one, but he doesn't have a favorite MLS team. Well, thanks for jumping on, Bal Bustos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and not miss any of our awesome American soccer content, as we are all over MLS. We do everything MLS and American soccer, and Nick, I haven't even told you this yet, but I'm thinking we might have to jump into some Liga MX soccer as well, the Americas, because so a lot of interesting Liga MX stuff going on with their teams, and we've had some good results when we were touching on their stuff before. So we'll talk more about that in our business meetings, before and after our podcast episodes. But anyways, TFC with possession of the ball right now. Lorenz Simon just holding on to it, goes up to Michael Bradley, and TFC keeps building on those possession numbers. Now, hopefully they can build on that scoreboard number.
And you know what, Mike, I'll say this too, just to continue kind of some of the housekeeping measures. You know, if for everyone out there, thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. It's great to see Bal, Daniel, ES, Cash My Check, Anthony, everyone who's jumped on. Thank you all so much. As much as you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, please make sure that you're also subscribing to the podcast as well. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Google. You can find it anywhere where you listen to podcasts, just about. So make sure you subscribe there. That way you can listen to it if you're commuting, or you can stream it straight here from YouTube. But hey, help our numbers go up. We get more sponsors. We get better input. We get more technology and cool stuff that we can do, and we can, justify spending this time to our wives and maybe do some more shows or do some more graphics and stuff. That's really what we want. We just need to show our wives a few bucks every now and then, and they're like, okay, yeah, keep playing in the basement. That's fine.
Right. Yeah. So Ryan, jump in there. I saw you got your hand raised over there. What's up, man?
Good thing I'm single. I was just going to plug my YouTube channel. It's in the description down below. If you want to subscribe to me, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, RyanAnderson_27. You see all that there. I cover Toronto FC, a lot of CONCACAF, a lot of sports just in general, mostly Toronto teams and the Patriots and the Buccaneers. And CONCACAF, I cover all that on my channel. So go and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Thank y'all. It's very appreciated. If y'all like these guys, y'all like me too. I'm sure of it.
I was just gonna say, if you subscribe to us or you follow us, go over and find Ryan and subscribe to his stuff as well, because he's got a lot of CONCACAF stuff on there. MLS, USMNT, Canadian national team. He's got all that covered, as well as some other sports, a little bit of NFL, things like that. So yeah, jump on there and support Ryan as well. He was gracious enough with his time tonight to jump on and watch the TFC game with us. So make sure you guys go and do that. As we speak, Atlanta down the right-hand side there sends a lofty ball in, but Westberg has no problems whatsoever with that one and sends TFC out to try and get something going on their end here. Again, still no real good chances for either team yet. 5 minutes into the second half. I think it'll take a few minutes for Atlanta to get used to Barco and Moreno in the game. Again, Moreno hasn't had a lot of minutes with Atlanta yet, so he's got a little bit of a learning curve there to learn that system and those players. But an offside flag goes up now. So yeah, a little bit choppy here, but hopefully we'll see a better second half here.
To give Atlanta credit here, I'm glad they're putting in their subs early. These two guys are game changers. Put them in at halftime. Whether that was always the plan or that was something they saw in this first half. I hate seeing guys get subbed in the 75th minute or later, and it's like, okay, you got 10 minutes to go do something. You're going to get 4 touches. You better make them good ones. So I'm glad they're getting in early. It's something I harp on usually when you start questioning the coaching. And if you've listened to our show for more than a few episodes, it's something that I've been pretty consistent on. Like, use your subs early, get those fresh legs in, and let them influence the game. Give them enough time. Whoa, and in the meantime, we get a near miss from Pozuelo.
Good shot over the bar.
Oh, Ryan, what'd you
Come
see?
on.
Missed by much. Did not miss by much in that one.
He should have got that. That would have been an amazing Pozuelo if he would have got that. Oh, so close.
Just camping out about 22 yards out from goal, just to Guzan's right. And, the defense did not close him down quick enough. He's going to curl that one. And, man, you're right. He just missed it. Just over the far crossbar. Oh. And now here's Atlanta coming back.
They haven't learned anything from the conference title.
And Atlanta does nothing for it. And now Bradley looks
nice
to
comeback.
A quick counterattack for Toronto.
Come on. Nope.
Gets into the box, crosses in the middle, and Atlanta's able to.
That should be a corner, though.
Away. And we'll see. He is giving goal kick. Goal kick, a very conservative call. Meanwhile, we got Pozuelo, very, very slow to get up.
All right.
Mike, what are you seeing on this here? What looked good for Toronto here, man? It looks like they're coming out with something to prove her.
Yeah, I mean a little bit of some chances here. I think Pozuelo, that's more of him trying to draw a penalty on Guzan because that slide in there by Guzan was a little late and didn't really make much contact with the ball. Made more contact with Pozuelo. He'll be all right. But yeah, TFC seems to be picking it up a little bit. They're getting a little bit more pressure on Atlanta, and the only thing I can say is that what I'd like to see at this point, maybe in the next 8 minutes or so, around the 60-minute mark, let's get someone like Gallardo into the game, up there. I would even put him in at striker, see what he can do, with something like that. Maybe put him up with Mullins, maybe make the switch for Mullins. Let's get a little bit more action up front than just Patrick Mullins. He's not gonna pull it off. He's not gonna be able to beat Guzan unless he gets something special. So, with that being said, just picked up a couple more subscribers. So we hit 490. So thank you for jumping on there and subscribing to the channel, whoever you are. I didn't get the notification to our email yet, but keep hitting that subscribe button down below and help us grow. We want to hit 500 tonight. We want to get halfway there. I think we can do it. So if you're watching, hit that subscribe button, help us out. And go hit Ryan's subscribe button as well. Link in the description for that one. But yeah, Atlanta here holding a little bit of possession. It's kind of back and forth, back and forth. I'd like to see some more sustained pressure from Toronto. But as Atlanta now pulls a corner kick off a nice little cross by who else but Jurgen Damm, who seems to be creating everything for Atlanta tonight at all. Like if they're doing something, it's going through him.
Absolutely, and that's what I was just saying. Welcome to Elton Paul, who just joined our stream. He asked, how's TFC playing? And that was exactly my response, right? Like Atlanta is really trying to attack that side of Simon, and I forget who the other defender is over there. But they're going to see if Dom can't catch him napping and see if he can't make something happen. And his speed has been dangerous all night. Fortunately for TFC, they've been able to kind of keep him in check. But all it takes is one good ball through, one good run, one time for Simon to start looking for his Dijon sandwich at the end of the game, and there you go. Dom is through, and it could be 1-0 Atlanta. So see what they end up doing here. Sorry, Elton, you had to be here for the first half to catch that one.
Send for the man. You got laughing.
But here we go. There's another
Send
long
for the
ball
man. You got me laughing. That better not be going on Botchamania.
Wouldn't dream of it. Yeah, and as soon as Atlanta gets a possession in the back, they look to spring Dom down the right side there. And unfortunately, the ball was played just too hard, too fast, and too straight on, and it rolls out for a goal kick. But it's very obvious what Atlanta wants to do. Now, can Toronto try to actually get Pozuelo and Piatti in the positions where they're the most dangerous? We saw that shot from Pozuelo. Let's see if he kind of, floats out like that again and tries to actually find the back of the net on it. Meanwhile, Atlanta with a good little press here. Both these teams have shown some pressing, and it's kind of nice to see a spread field, a little action, no one just kind of sitting back. At least not yet. We'll see what happens when we hit the 75th minute. That's kind of what I've noticed so far. Guys, what do you think?
I would agree with that. In the first half, the second half, it's been a good attacking half. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, I want to see a goal. I mean, I want to see this game get broken open a little bit. I think if somebody does break in and break through, I think we're going to see things get a little bit more exciting. I think both teams are kind of a little hesitant right now, trying not to give up that first goal. And I'd like to see, what this game would look like after a goal, because I think it will be a lot more fun. Although I will say, Bazakos is kind of let a little loose on the whistle there, so he's not blowing everything down. So that's good. So hopefully that is an indicator for the first half. And as I say that, he calls a foul, of course.
It was a deserved foul. It was nothing crazy, but
so I guess your roll is over.
I'll give him that one.
So here's now at the back for TFC. I think I'm a little bit behind you guys in my stream. It's probably because I have 4 kids awake upstairs, all on the internet, and running the stream here and everything like that. I'm assuming that's probably what it is. But TFC still in possession now through Simon, and Michael Bradley slides back to his center back position there. Which, God bless, if I ever see Michael Bradley playing center back again for TFC, I don't care if every single center back on the roster is out. If he plays center back, I'm going to vomit. I do not need that type of negativity in my life ever.
He wasn't that bad, though.
Oh, it was bad.
He wasn't that bad, though.
He wasn't that bad. I mean, he wasn't.
Or at least I'm thinking of the Champions League final, should I say. It wasn't bad at Chivas.
Yeah, but he was bad.
I mean, relative to what, though, right? Like, that's the funny thing. I mean, we saw it here in Chicago when they had to slide Schweinsteiger into center back for a couple seasons. To me, that was kind of the same thing, where it's just they have a need. They've got an experienced player, a guy who knows the team, knows the system or whatever, and are comfortable with him and trust him back there. But he's not doing anything for anyone. Bradley is best when he can facilitate out of the back. He can't do that as a center back. He can do it as a central defensive midfielder. Same thing we saw in Chicago with Schweinsteiger. Chicago has neglected their defensive back line in signings and developing players and all that for years, and they had to bring Schweinsteiger back, and they lost all creativity and lost all threat from him in a midfield position when they dropped him back. So TFC's got more depth. They got more depth this year. But gosh, you're right, man. If Bradley starts dropping back, then Atlanta's just going to just press, and get a counterattacking goal. I would say it's fairly certain if Bradley drops back into that back four.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since I talked about Bazzaco's, not calling a lot of fouls, I think he's called 4 in the last minute and a half. So he's like, okay, I gave you guys about 10 minutes to play. It's time to stop that now. But it's that time in the show. Fans that are watching, let us know in the chat below where you're watching from. We love doing this. We've gotten people from all over the world, Africa, like damn near every continent I think we've hit. So let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Nick and I are both just outside Chicago, in Illinois, and Ryan, let everybody know where you're at. Oh,
I'm outside of St. Louis, Missouri. In Illinois, on the other side of the river, O'Fallon, 15 minutes away. So kind of like these guys, except it's like the second-rate city of the Midwest.
All right, yeah.
That's not a slight. That's just the way they see it. That's just the way they see it.
Yeah. How close to Litchfield are you? Because we went to a campground in Litchfield.
I've heard of Litchfield before.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we played some bags at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I've heard of it. I haven't been there.
Litchfield, Illinois. It was fun.
Hey, we got Elton Paul checking in from Kingston, Ontario. Excellent, man. Good to see you joining us from north of the border.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Let's see. Does that mean are you would he be an Impact fan coming from Ontario, or what?
No, Kingston is it's like it's close to Toronto.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm showing my ignorance here on this American podcast.
Come on, Nick. leave it.
Now,
it to
Ottawa, you may could answer that. Now, Ottawa, you could ask that. Because they at least speak a little bit of French, but not Kingston.
Yeah. No, Kingston. I'm originally from. I was born in Toronto, but I lived in Mississauga for the first 7.5 years of my life. So definitely knew a little bit of my way around, especially the few times I've been back. But that as Elton says, no TFC LOL. So, no Impact fans from Kingston. Man.
Good.
At least I
hope.
Unless they were born in Montreal and moved there. I don't know. TFC for life. Absolutely. TFC till I die. I've got a Toronto till I die hoodie. Just a diehard TFC fan. That's just me.
All right, let's get back to some TFC talk here, guys. They actually have had a few opportunities. Again, just can't find that final pass in a dangerous area. They're creating some crosses. They're getting some deep possession into Atlanta's defense there, but just not finding that final touch. But we have seen a lot more of Endo. Talk to me a little bit about Endo. What do you guys see from him this season? What do you expect from him? He's been popping up on the radar the last 7-8 minutes here in this game.
Yeah, Ryan, go ahead on that one.
I think he's looking good. He's looking more like the player that he did at the second half of last season. He's starting to get back into the form, into the groove of being an impactful player on the wing. I like what I'm seeing from him. I think he's going to have at least assists tonight, hopefully, or at least a key pass. I like what I'm seeing from Endo. He's underrated, very underrated, I think, even when he had that run last season and at the end of it.
Yeah, definitely. He's totally underrated. He was in college, coming out into the draft when he fell to TFC. It was, kind of an unheralded pick by TFC. Everybody's like, who the hell is Tsubasa Endo? But the insiders knew who he was, MVP of the combine that they had the combine at the time. I think they got rid of that now. But he's really underrated. He's definitely stuck around TFC for a while, played a lot with TFC too. He's dominated in the USL level when they were in the USL Championship that one season, then in USL League One. He played well in there too. He's not quite on the level of a starter in MLS yet, but he is underrated. I think he's close to that. So hopefully he continues this growth for TFC and would be a good under-the-radar type of guy for TFC on a lower salary, even though I'm sure he's going to get a pay raise here sooner rather than later.
Totally. And, I just pulled his profile up. He came out of Maryland, and that's no small program. Like Maryland on the college soccer level is one of the top programs. And considering the dude had 12 goals in 85 games for the Terrapins, I don't know why he was flying under the radar. Number 9 draft pick for Toronto, and he's been in the Toronto system his whole career. So I think they found a little diamond in the rough with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reason why he was flying under the radar is a little bit because in this draft, I think your basic fan really only gets to see like the mock drafts and a little bit of combine play if they even pay attention to that. And they usually don't know much other than the list of guys that somebody decides should be in the mock draft. Other than the guys that actually do the scouting and all that kind of stuff, it's not well known. It's not like college football, college basketball, things like that. And as Daniel Young says, he loves Toronto as a city, TFC and the Maple Leafs he hates, and he loves the Raptors. So
makes sense as a guy from New York. I get that.
Yeah, Daniel, I love the Raptors as well. I still can't believe they won an NBA title. That to me, as being a fan since 96, and thinking that I would never ever see the Toronto Raptors win an NBA Finals. I love them, but the Maple Leafs. I love the Maple Leafs too, and I get that why you would hate them in TFC. So that's okay. We'll disagree on that one, but yeah, no, in New York City and New York and Toronto very similar. I think Toronto's a little bit cleaner than New York, but very very similar as far as the
way cleaner.
Yeah. Oh, a chance there for he cuts it back, but it goes out.
De Leon and Nelson are beyond for Toronto.
That's what it looks like.
Yep. And we've got Zach Cubo Torres coming up and Brooks Lennon coming up for Atlanta as well. So a few players.
Cubo Torres, Claxon.
Who are the subs going to be for? Who do they got coming out? Gallagher coming out probably for Cubo Torres for Atlanta. Oh, and Cubo Torres, and then Jurgen Damm comes out as well. So Brooks Lennon kind of
that may be a mistake. That may be a mistake. Mullins is out. Praise.
Mullins is out for Jaden Nelson. All right, and Tsubasa Endo.
Was the other one Endo?
And there he goes. He's out as well. So De Leon and Nelson. I think you'll see De Leon in kind of a forward position and Nelson on the wing. Just my take. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty sure Nick De Leon has had as many haircuts and facial hairstyles as he had MLS teams he's played for. Like I haven't seen this one yet. Shaved head and beard. Like that's new to me.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't do the fro like Jaden Nelson.
I think he likes to change his look like every 3 months.
Yeah. Got to stay fresh, I guess. That's fine. I think much of a soccer player's skill and power comes from their haircuts sometimes.
So a little bit of miscommunication.
When Pozuelo went blonde, I didn't like that because that was like the worst period of him as a Toronto was blonde.
Oh,
I didn't like it.
It does directly affect their play.
Hey, you brought it up.
Proves my point. Oh, and here we go, guys. Atlanta is able to get a cross in from deep in the right corner. Torres making his impact immediately felt, gets the header down, and TFC's goalkeeper was able to parry it away.
Save by Westberg.
Woo! And then
what a save, Quentin. Q.
Yeah, big save there. I mean, the substitutes for Atlanta make an immediate impact Great ball by Brooks Lennon. Great header by Cubo Torres. Great and better save by Quentin Westberg there as the corner comes in and is easily cleared out by Auro for TFC. Maybe that gets Atlanta going. These new subs in. I mean, they've used 4 subs now. They've got their DPs in the game. They've got Cubo Torres, who's much better than Gallagher, up top for them. And now Lennon for Dam, which I would say is a downgrade, but the fresh legs, maybe we're going to start seeing Atlanta pushing a little bit here. I think they're starting to pin TFC back a little bit now, and hopefully TFC can get a little bit of a counter and get on with it.
For sure. And I know, Ryan, you were saying it was a mistake to pull Dam out, and that was my initial thought too. Like, the guy has been attacking Toronto's back line. He's been keeping Saman honest. He's been keeping that whole right side of Toronto's defense on their back heels. But, I was reading something before the game that said Dam, he only got maybe a half last game or limited minutes last game. So maybe he's not back to 100% match fitness.
Yeah.
So I think that's more what it is. And
makes sense
with Atlanta being able to bring on guys,
and then the cross happened, so maybe it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah, and bringing on guys like Lennon and Torres, like, okay, maybe it's not that much of a drop off. So we'll see. As Larea draws a foul over there from Torres again, making his impact felt offensively and defensively.
It looked like they weren't going to call the foul, and looked like Atlanta was ready to take the throw, and I'm like, what the hell? That wasn't a foul?
That was a pretty obvious one.
Man. But no, it was a foul. So 70 minutes into this one, 0-0.
Was whistle. We didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right.
Man. So it's all the way back to Quentin Westberg. The Red Bulls and Orlando City, final 1-1 draw there. So what did it happen to be? Maybe a Caden Clark banger there from for New York. I didn't see who scored on that one, but we got Joe Falla, our guy that did an interview with us back right after the draft from Red Bulls 2. He's reaching out to Caden Clark to see if he'll come on the show with us. And speaking of guys who have are jumping in here, H. Huss has joined us. What's going on? How you doing, H. Huss? Good to see you back here and hanging out with us. He says, why do Atlanta United stink? What happened to them? Well, for one, the injury to Joseph Martinez, that's for sure. 2, the coaching situation and whatnot. But, man, they're not stinking the night. They're holding TFC at home. Technically, they're kind of home to a 0-0 draw 70 minutes in. So hopefully they stink and give up a couple goals.
Yeah, we touched on it on the first half, H. Huss, that,
hopefully
they had the coaching change, they had the philosophy change, and they just couldn't get it all to come together between DeBoer and the players that they were signing. But yeah, Elton Paul said it best: the best players kept going overseas. Hard not to sell Almiron to a Premier League team and bank that money. But you know what? Frank DeBoer just didn't work out. To me, that's when everything went to crap for Atlanta, was when they brought in a coach who completely changed a philosophy that had dominated MLS for 2 seasons and won multiple trophies and had got 70,000 people screaming in their seats every single game. But hey, let's go back and play some old-fashioned European football instead of what Tata Martino had done.
Right.
And I think he was great when Mexico played Netherlands in a friendly recently, because De Boer took over the Netherlands team and Tata Martino took over Mexico's national team. And it was like, oh, hey, look it's the crappy Atlanta coach versus the good Atlanta coach. And gee, who wins that game? Once again, an extremely talented Dutch team gets outcoached by Tata Martino in Mexico.
Yep.
Exactly.
I can't believe that guy got a job that quick.
It just makes me wonder why.
Well, I mean, it is the Netherlands. They always have problems. And the thing that hurts the Netherlands now is Van Dijk.
JJ from Twitter, he jumps out and says, Nelson is going to get the winner tonight, boys. I hope you are right, Jay.
I hope.
That would be awesome to see the youngster jump on and get that goal. So thanks for jumping on with us tonight, Jay.
Boy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Ryan, give us the scouting report on Nelson, man. I'm not too familiar with him. I don't know how familiar some of our viewers and listeners are. So tell us about Nelson, other than how great of a haircut he's got.
He does have a good haircut, but he's a Canadian wonder kid on the youth national teams. Went to the U17 World Cup last year for Canada. has been playing for TFC 2, when last year still had USL League One and for the youth national teams. Has a chance to be called up for the next Gold Cup, I would believe. He has a lot of talent, has a lot of potential, and a lot of great playmaking for a 17, 18-year-old. I don't know if he's turned 18 yet. It's been close. But he is a great player. He has potential, and I think in the next couple of years he'll get a bigger position with TFC and then go on to Europe, as things must be.
I gotcha. So yeah, he just turned 18 on September 26th. So yes, he is now eligible for being an adult. He is an adult now. Okay. So far, he's only appeared in 3 games for TFC.
It's weird. Younger than me.
Well, that's the majority of this league from my perspective. So, and then I see guys like De Leon who just keep doing it, and it gives me hope.
Yeah, like it's just weird because at 20, that's like when you start being like, oh my, these college football players are younger than me. Some of these rookies are younger than me. Oh my God, I'm getting old.
I'm with you.
We're starting to get old, Nick. It's guys start.
I shouldn't be saying that, but I am.
I remember looking up to him as a kid and being like, oh my God, these grown men. And then I was in college and I'm like, oh, look, they're just a couple years older than me. And then when I was in my mid-20s, I'm like, oh, look, they're my age when they're in their prime. And now I'm like, shit, I'm getting old. They're all starting to retire now.
Hey, man, that's my kids. They keep me young and age me all in the same breath.
Yeah.
But hey, we got Atlanta making their final substitution.
Rossetto comes in for Remedy.
Rossetto.
Again, another good piece for Atlanta. They've got their best 11 guys out there right now for them, minus baby Jürgen Damm. So this is a dangerous Atlanta side for the last 15 minutes. I think they're right in the spot where they wanted to be in the game with TFC on the road, and be able to give their guys a little bit of a rest and not bring all their guys in to begin the game. So Atlanta should be happy with where they're at. They're hoping to squeak one through here, pull off 3 points, or just sit back and get the draw. But with those players in, I don't think they're going to sit back. TFC, I really want to see something more out of them. They're not impressing me tonight. They haven't impressed me since they did their little 5-game win streak there. And I know they're missing a couple guys tonight, and I don't know why some of those guys are out. Kind of seems like maybe kind of seems to me like it's a little bit of COVID going around.
I've heard I've heard like hamstring. I've heard hamstring problems.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with Akinola.
I don't know. Whatever it is.
Akinola and Mavinga.
And it's not the best TFC out there right now, that's for sure. So maybe it's a little bit of a rest up before the playoffs start. I don't know, but I was hoping for the pissed off TFC team to be out there, and I'm not seeing it tonight.
Yeah, they're not playing like I thought they would have.
Right.
They're not scoring. They haven't been scoring a lot of goals lately, and I think that was like one of the latest stats. Like in their win streak, like they've been grinding out these 1-0 or 2-1 type of victories. So the offense just hasn't been there. Meanwhile, the offense hasn't been there. De Leon just takes one right into the 18, shoves an Atlanta defender, does a nice little back heel flick, but Atlanta.
Hopefully that went into his leg.
Yeah, here's hoping that's all it was. Otherwise, that'd be pretty painful. I agree with you on that one, Ryan.
Yes,
I would not want to take a football to the nuts. No.
Mangalia TFC, and then he says, "Piss win 1-0." Who is Piss, Menzies? Who is that?
I'm guessing it's TFC, but you know what? That works.
I think he was trying to put please, but it was an I instead of an L.
That could be.
I hope.
Yep.
There we go. TFC knowledge and proofreading. Thanks, Ryan.
Well, it looks like Liam Fraser is going to be coming on for TFC here at the next whip.
The only thing I can't do is math. That's the only thing I can't do. I can do anything else.
Calculator.
Exactly.
Here we go. Brad Guzan gets a kind of a rebound, slow roll into him. You can see his veteran leadership right here. He's picked the ball up. He's telling everyone to calm down. He's taking his time playing it out the back. He's just trying to slow a little bit of that TFC momentum. And meanwhile, Atlanta with a good run up the wing, and they get the throw in. Do they? Yep. They get the throw in off a tackle from Richie Larea, and let's see if they can keep.
Yeah, I think it was a throw in.
So Atlanta with maybe
Fraser.
just a little bit of something here.
For Delgado.
Fraser sub. Delgado. Man, he's been quiet tonight, I feel like. Have you guys seen anything out of Markey?
He just plays his typical game, man. He's a kind of a tough CDM type of player, but can get forward at times. And he's not always on the on the score sheet or making a lot of big plays, but he's steady in the midfield. So I think it was a standard night from him. So total wise substitutes, we've got the three. That's the final sub that Toronto can make, since they used halftime and they had three other subs. So Atlanta's used all 5 of theirs. So we will not see any more subs from this one. I really want to see Gallardo get into the game. I need to see more from this kid. Haven't seen enough from him to garner that TAM spot. But we've got a couple people jumping on with us. Victuous, can Toronto win this one? I think they can. I also think Atlanta can win this one. This game is in the balance. Either team can pull it off. But thanks for jumping on, Victuous. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Head over to Ryan's site as well. Links in the description, and subscribe to his page as well. We've got we're almost at 500 here, guys, so we were trying to get there tonight. Heit Hager as well has jumped on. She says hi. Glad to see you back with us, and really appreciate you coming on and jumping on with us. So time to go here.
She gives us the Red Bulls update too. They get a late one to draw with Orlando, so the Red Bulls just still hanging around, doing their Red Bull thing.
Yep, absolutely. Anthony jumps in with a question. He says, why do we have such
That's just so Metro.
What's that?
So Metro. Red Bull's just a late draw.
Oh, man. So I think, Anthony says, why do we have a hard time scoring lately? I think it's simple. I think you've got no Josie Altidore. You've got Io Akinola now out in this game. And you've got you're basically our starter the last 2 weeks has been Patrick Mullins. You're going to have a hard time scoring when that's your leading guy up top, period. Pozuelo.
Exactly.
He gets his there, every once in a while. But, Piatti, I think he needs to step his game up as far as goal scoring comes. He's been playing well and causing some trouble with the defenses. But it's you're going to have a hard time scoring when you got Patrick Mullins on the field.
Speaking of Piatti yellow.
There you go. And he's arguing it too. So now we're up to the 2 of the 3 yellow cards that Bazakos usually gives out. But it looked like, is that Robinson? Yeah, Piatti's saying Robinson was throwing elbows at him. And, of course, it's always the guy who retaliates that gets the yellow card. Piatti picks up the yellow here. Vanny fuming as always when a call doesn't go his way. But let's see the replay here.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, yeah, Robinson comes in hard, man. I mean, I don't know if he hits him in the head. Like, oh, no, Robinson picked up
it's their yellow. It's their yellow. It's Robinson.
Okay.
Come on, Pozo. Come on.
And, hey, I was going to ask you guys this. Without the offense, to continue on the question of Anthony, why TFC hasn't been scoring, Pozuelo and Piatti can rely on Akinola and Altidore when they're in the game. If those guys aren't in there, do you think they're looking to take more shots than probably create opportunities? Do you think they feel that they have to score goals then?
Yeah, I think they do. But it's a tough spot because they're still trying to provide to the guy up top. So it's not just as easy as, all right, now we just need to play offense. They're still trying to provide. So honestly, what I'd like to see is Vanny just kind of go out on a limb and throw Piatti or Pozuelo up top. Put Pozuelo in that false 9, or throw Piatti up there as the lone striker, and see what happens with Mullins on the bench. Maybe they pull something off, but I don't know.
Return of the false 9.
Yeah.
So Ryan, you're Greg Vanny. We're in the 83rd minute here. You used all your subs. What do? Do you switch your formation up, or do you just see if you can pull it out? Do you do like Mike was saying and put one of those guys up top? What do you think?
Yeah, I would change the formation to the false 9, 4-3-3. Throw up Pozuelo or Piatti as the false 9. Have the other one try to create for him and Nelson. I think that would probably what I would do. Try to like be more of a 4-3-3 false 9 like the playoffs. It's worked before against them before, so that's what I think I do.
Yeah.
All right, and here we go. Atlanta is able to turn a turnover from Toronto into a free kick. They take it quickly and now have the ball down in the left corner trying to create something here. Yeah, 7-8 minutes left, and this is still anyone's game. And gosh, guys, a little part of me, I guess I'll be the Atlanta fan in the house here. Part of me is waiting to see Atlanta find the back of the net, and no penalty given. The Atlanta striker goes down way too easy.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah,
Nelson!
That's lucky. That could have been a penalty. No doubt. Oh, great ball from Pozuelo.
And now we got Nelson dancing around.
Oh, yeah, there we go. De Leon. Oh,
let's see what he can do with it. The cross is in, and no one is able to get onto that. I mean, personally, I like to see those balls come about 8 yards off the goal line, not 4 or 5 yards. But hey, man, that's why De Leon's playing there, and I'm sitting here calling the game with you guys. So,
right. So Walter Duran and Andrade, CSM Toronto, un goal, no hole. Don't know what that means, but Walter, thanks for joining, and hopefully they get a goal here. We've got Heithager. Red Bulls are having the same problem with Tora to help they score late. So hopefully the TFC can pull off a New York Red Bulls and score towards the end of the game. That would be nice. But I think Nelson should have taken that one in. It was a great ball from a great ball there. So I think you really should have done more with that. But
you think that's just me for inexperience?
Had a chance to make that a screamer.
Injured. Think he's probably cramping up. Maybe it's a hamstring issue. No, it's Walks. Anthony Walks. That's got the issue there. So Stephen Glass looking on, very concerned since he's used all of his 5 subs. Bal Bustos jumps in and says, also Atlanta lost Shea. Yeah, they lost Shea. I think that's actually a plus for them. Breck Shea, I think he's done and dusted. Personally, that not much of a loss there.
Miami says otherwise.
Yeah.
Breck Shea on those Atlanta teams, definitely a depth piece. Breck Shea on expansion Miami, he's got something to offer them. I mean, guys, it wasn't too long ago maybe where Breck Shea was like competing for a starting left back spot on the U.S. national team, right?
Yeah.
So he was supposed to be one of those, next big things, and maybe.
And therein lies the problem with the national team setup.
Right.
He had a lot of hype, guys. He had a lot of hype, and I think injuries maybe slowed him down. And maybe his just mentality kind of slowed him down a little bit too. I
remember when he was on Dallas, and everybody was like, "This is the next big thing."
Oh my gosh, he did come up from Dallas. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he came up from Dallas. It's funny. He's related to me somehow in my family. I don't know how he's related to me, but
Shea?
No, a coach. He coached.
Okay, never mind.
You need to get an interview then.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what is. Here's Richie Larea coming into the box, gets cut off, and does it go out for a corner? No, it doesn't go out for a corner, and Atlanta's going to be able to clear it. As far as Liam Fraser to Jaden Nelson. But yeah, no, is my I don't know if how the hell he's related to me, but Chad Flanders, if you're watching on Facebook, he was actually coached Breck Shea in college and knows him pretty well. So maybe we might have to work Chad for an interview. But he worked at Akron as an assistant coach. He was coach of Arkansas program for a period of time. So definitely knows the soccer. We've talked lots of soccer at our family parties. That's pretty much all we talk about, when we're together. But that's pretty much all I talk about with anybody when I'm together with them, because I'm not together with many people other than my wife and you, Nick, and our listeners and watchers. So, or I'm at work.
I'm glad I'm right up there with Allison. That's great.
Yeah,
me and your wife.
But here's Atlanta. Long shot from the box, from outside the box, is cut off by Jaden Nelson. Nice block, and Atlanta retains possession. So a couple minutes to go. I think it's the 0-0 draw, ladies and gentlemen. That's my call now. I went with the 1-1 draw in the beginning of the game. It's going to be a 0-0. I see nothing out of this last few minutes.
Do we count that as still on a roller or not?
No, I didn't predict the exact score. So gotta, that because it's been the last two live stream reactions that we've done. I've predicted the exact score. Seattle over LA 3-1, and then what was it? New York and Inter Miami. What was the score? I can't remember what the score was, but I predicted it right. 3-2, I think. So, I'll take it. It's still a draw. So if I'm betting, it's correct. But there's a foul there on is that Meza or is that Brooks Lennon? Looks like Brooks Lennon with the foul there.
That's
TFC
right.
a little bit of a chance.
They end up playing it short.
A new fan on as well. We've got Luis Augusto Souza. He says, goal, Bora Toronto. So hopefully you're right, Luis. Thanks for jumping on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes! Gloria! We get to play Gloria tonight. Pablo Piatti!
Oh, man. How about that?
Wow.
You love it! 89th minute, Pablo Piatti! Yes! Yeah! Get it!
Oh, wow, look at that. And Brad Guzan just
Get it!
has no response. I love a goalkeeper's face when they get scored out.
You are
Lorena off the cross.
Man in Brazil is getting a feed before we are.
Lorena off the cross. And it is Lorena! It is Lorena! Oh my God!
Unbelievable header by Pablo Piatti. Didn't I just say a few minutes ago? We need to see
Oh
more out of
my
Piatti.
Lord!
Look at that. Was that Robinson that beats for that header too? Because man, that's embarrassing for a guy who wants to play on the U.S. national team.
Or that was the Piatti header.
Yep. Piatti with the header.
Well, that cross by Lorena. What a cross!
Heidhager, yes. Toronto FC. You called it, Heidhager. Way to go on that one. You said, hey, Red Bulls have been having the same problem, and they pulled off a late equalizer. Well, this one's a late goal for TFC to give them possibly 3 points if they can hold it down. Maybe I just got to start talking about it here.
By the way,
J. Jardine, Piatti.
Yeah.
All right. And then we got Walter Dan as well. By the
way,
what the hell? I know gringos. I dated a Cuban chick once. I know about gringos. But
cool means
culo. I think
the bottom, like the back hole. Yeah, like backside hole. That's what it means. But if this holds, Toronto FC will clinch a spot in the top 6 wild card game if they win. This holds. They will be in the top 6, no wild card game. That's a clinch.
That is exciting right there. Thanks for that little bit of knowledge there, Ryan. That is huge. And man, Elton Paul, thank you. Thank you, football gods. Yes, you are spot on, Elton. Thanks for jumping on, and yes, thank you to the football gods as well for that one. So 92nd minute here, 3 minutes of stoppage time for Toronto FC to hold on to this 3 points with just a goal out of nowhere. Maybe I should just say, it's going to be a Toronto. It's going to be a draw or whatever. Go against Toronto, and there you go. And Elton, I just threw it up there. 3 minutes of stoppage time. He asked how much stoppage time. 3 minutes, and we're a minute and a half into that one on my stream. And Richie Larea clears the ball out of bounds for an Atlanta United throw. And we've got Luis Augusto Souza. Thanks for the live, mans. See you. Go Toronto. Luis, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for jumping on with us, and make sure you come back Monday night for our podcast episode, as well as picks and predictions for next week. And Heidhager says Red Bull live stream next week. I think we got to do this for Heidhager, man. She's been on. I'm pretty sure that's Alicia Rossi from back. And there, as I said, that Luis Augusto Souza subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate it. I think that puts us at like 492 now. maybe 491. So thank you. We're close to the 500. Heidhager, I think we got to do a Red Bull live stream. So Nick, we might have to clear our schedule next weekend to do the Red Bulls.
Let's see.
Maybe we could have Joe Falla, a Red Bull 2 player on. Maybe that might not be good for his contract situation, but I don't know.
He's willing. We're willing.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll pull a Roy Keane.
Hey, maybe 5 minutes. We'll see. 5 minutes or so. That's all we need.
Yep, absolutely. All right, here's De Leon over to Richie Larea. There's a foul on Atlanta. All right, cut it out. Mo Adams and Larea getting into it. Larea, just sit down and shut up. You don't need anything stupid here as the time's about to expire. 93 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. This one's over, ladies and gentlemen. Should be over with a free kick here for Toronto FC.
That's it.
The whistle goes. TFC with the victory, 1-0 over Atlanta. Woo! Very nice.
Let's go.
Ryan, can't wait for your RSR, man. So everybody that's here, we got Bal Bustos. He says au revoir from Tennessee. Thanks for joining from Tennessee, Bal. Appreciate it. And as well, Walter Duran. Bueno Termino, thank you. Thank you very much for watching, Walter. And Ryan, let us know your thoughts on Toronto here before you go hit up that RSR. And everybody that's watching, go follow Ryan on his YouTube channel. Link is in the description. He'll be doing a review. He calls them his RSRs. And go get it, Ryan. Tell us what your thoughts are on this game.
I thought this was a good game. The defense played well enough to shut down Atlanta. There were moments there where Atlanta almost pulled one in, but Westberg was great in goal. The defense shut it down. Gonzalez had a good game, I thought. Simon a little bit weak there, I would say. And Gallagher at the left and Alro on the right was good. Larea was good for possession. The midfield was good. And as well, I think getting that goal was needed. That was a great play by Larea, making that out of nothing. What a cross there. End of the match for me, Richie Larea. In only 45 minutes, that was needed. And we clinch a top 6 spot. No wild card. That was the needed win. And we got it. Another 3 points.
Absolutely. So a few comments that jumped in here. We got Jay Jardim from Twitter. Supporter Shield. Oh wait. Yeah, right there you go. Supporter Shield. Yeah, I would have. Hey, either way.
Well, as the league said, you fans know who's the Supporter Shield winner. As the MLS statement said.
Exactly. As well, we got Heidhager. She says, see you tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow, Heidhager, for our regular episode and picks and predictions. Thanks for jumping on. She says if she's not asleep by that time. But also, Elton Paul, thanks for this, gentlemen. Keep grinding, and good night, folks. Good night to you, Elton. Appreciate you coming on and hanging with us tonight. So overall, this pretty much wraps it up. Nick, do you have any thoughts on this one?
This was a lot of fun. It was a great game to watch, a great game to call. We had some great people jump on the stream. Ryan, I got to tell you, man, you brought the energy for us tonight, especially with that Ric Flair woo in the first half. This was a lot of fun, man. It's been great. And
thank you.
I think we got to do the Red Bull one next, man. If my wife hasn't already made plans for us, we got to do the Red Bull one. Right.
We're going to get to a Red Bull game but at some point before the playoffs start, we will do a Red Bulls game. So with that, we'll just review some of the scores tonight. Columbus with a 3-1 victory over New York City. Red Bulls in Orlando, a 1-1 draw. TFC over Atlanta, 1-0 as we're watching. And then DC United gets a victory over Cincinnati in Cincinnati. So we'll have to talk about Cincinnati and their up and downs, especially with their fans on our next episode.
Go find the replay of DC's first goal and how terrible Cincinnati's goalkeeper played on that play. Go find that replay. You'll laugh.
All right. Minnesota is up 2-1 over Houston right now in the 65th minute from Allianz Field. So some good MLS action tonight. A couple games coming up later. We've got Portland and LAFC, LA Galaxy and Vancouver, and San Jose against Seattle. So lots of good MLS stuff. Ryan, thank you very much for jumping on with us. And one last time, let everybody know where they can find you on all your platforms.
You can find me on Twitter at Ryan_Anderson_27. Instagram, just change the underscore to a period because Twitter's weird. Same thing with TikTok, and on YouTube, just Ryan Anderson. That's all you got to search. I'm actually a high up result, so I'm making it somewhere. I'm making it. But hopefully y'all subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. I would love to see you there. Let's keep on pushing forward. Hopefully you enjoy my content, and let's all enjoy football or any sport together. Thank you.
Here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate you coming on and hanging with us. And we'll have to bring you back if we do another TFC game this season, whether it's the playoffs or the regular season. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and we will talk to you all very soon tomorrow night for our regular podcast episode and picks and predictions. 1-0 Toronto FC victory over Atlanta United. Keep pushing towards that Supporters Shield or the MLS regular season championship trophy that MLS decides to create going forward. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Enjoy the soccer.
Oh.